Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the official ARK Podcast number 192. My name's Mistletoe, and I'm here with the core team. Your host for tonight, as always, the one and only Alice. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you for the introduction, Mistletoe. And folks, welcome back to another edition of the ARK Daily Podcast. Thursday, May 11th, another wonderful day here. Let's go ahead and pull up the stats and see what's going on the ARK. 5,134 ARK Vault accounts on the rise, always growing every day. The Queen on PancakeSwap, 927,773 BUSD. Always, not a single day backwards. IOC reserves, more of a downside, 365,314 BUSD. Spark price pool at 607.56 ARK. Yesterday we had a massive all-time high. We're about 3 hours after where we usually do it. And I think we're going back through the lower side of the cycle anyhow, according to the time that we do it. Today we're going to find a 148th price spark winner as well as the MVP. We already know who the MVP is. You can go and scroll down on the homepage of the D app and look at the leaderboard list. You're going to find there who today really went out of their way to bring more investors, educate them, and show what's so special here about the ARK, especially everything that's coming down the line right now. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Mr. Brett Nordine. Check in with him. I know he's been slaving away. We've both been very busy today, getting a lot of things in order. Great to hear from you, sir. Hope you're doing great.
Yeah, doing good. Yeah, busy. Kind of same old. Not a lot of big breakthroughs or news today. Just working the plan and getting things accomplished. We did have some timing updates. Alex is finishing up the back end work on the off ramp, and we know the design is probably going to be finished next week. So I'm thinking, by the end of next week, early the following week, we could have a UI finished up for the off ramp. And in parallel with that, we could start working on the on ramp and getting that branded and set up as well. So I think both of those will probably track along. We're just bottlenecking a little bit on the design side. So that's kind of what's holding those up. But we're doing what we can. We're working as fast and as hard as possible to get these out. We know these are in high demand for the community. And they want to see these utilities and obviously, the revenue generation, things that are going to come from those. I'm really optimistic. I think that off ramp is going to be a home run. So obviously the on ramp solves some problems for people, but I think the off ramps at the end of the day will be the shining light in all of this, because those are huge. No KYC. You're able to spend your crypto, hook it up to your Google Pay, your Apple Pay, and instantly get have payments and be able to spend your crypto in the real world, which is huge. So yeah, we're just going full blast on those. And I'm also working as well on the white paper. Or the light paper, I should say, for the privacy network and also the privacy token. And the emphasis on that will be on the pre-seed round, but we'll have some information, as much as we can share at this point, with the privacy network and privacy token, just because we don't have 100% of the details all figured out. We'll probably do some preliminary tokenomics and some mechanisms for the tokens to give people an idea about the utility and about some of the incentives that we'll have for node operators and things like that. But we won't have all of the details ironed out until we go to the public pre-sale, and that's when we'll have the white paper available. So yeah, that's what we're working every day on right now. And once again, I'll probably sound like a broken record tomorrow. Same thing, but it's just a lot of work, but we're enjoying it. I think it's going to be very fruitful and will be huge milestones, not only in our roadmap but also for the community. And I think we'll be the talk of the town. So that's about it for me. Anything else? Anything else? I got an echo there, Atlas.
May I clarify?
Atlas, we can't hear you if you're talking. What was that, Nito?
Yeah, while we're waiting for Atlas, go ahead, Nito. Do you have a question?
They're going to be, so we're going to get the white paper after the pre-sale starts, but a light paper, which is going to be more general overview of the utilities. Is that what I understand, timing wise?
The light paper is going to be focused on the pre-seed contract that we've talked about. So being able to take your ArkFi tokens and be able to deposit them into the pre-seed contract to get in line for the privacy token when we have the private pre-sale start, we'll go ahead and swap your account balance in the pre-seed contract for those privacy tokens. So that's the majority of what the light paper will cover, in that we have to detail out how all that's going to work, how you generate yield, how you get rewards, how you compound those, and all that stuff. But it will have an overview of the privacy network and also the privacy token, major use cases, things like that. The utilities themselves, so the DVPN, the cloud storage product we talked about, and also the passkey password manager, those are going to be built on top of the privacy network, and then those will be used, the privacy token will be used to pay for those, as well as be able to operate nodes. If you're a node operator, and you'll also obviously be rewarded for that as well in that native token, the privacy token.
Cool. And do you think we're going to have like several pre-sales like ARK itself launched before?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, we're going to plan on having obviously the pre-seed round, then the the private pre-sale, and then we'll have a series of public sales as well, public pre-sales before the token goes live. And then it's on an exchange, and you can buy and sell it and do all that kind of stuff. So those prices obviously will be tiered, so that the best possible pricing will be available to the pre-seed and the private whitelist round, and then the publics will increase in price, just like we did with ArkFi.
Cool. And the payment, the rewards during that period is going to be richer. I'm assuming the earlier round you jump in at, right, for those pre-sale rounds, etc.
Yes, we're going to have a yield that's paid on your deposit balance, and then that yield will decrease throughout the pre-seed round. So it'll be highest at the beginning and then lowest when we get towards the private pre-sale.
Can you guys hear me now? Is that any better?
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Sorry about that. Switch up microphones here. You're getting an echo. Can you hear me? All right. Where were we?
I just
questions.
Finished up some updates, and Nito had some questions, so we answered those. And did you have anything else you wanted me to cover?
No, I wanted to touch on the Air Card, how exciting that product really is. Being able to really, without any KYC, load your crypto onto the card, get your USD. I think we're testing today, and we're seeing about 20 seconds to have all of your credit card information that you could go and purchase online instantly, or you could load it onto your Android wallet or your iPhone wallet and go out and spend, tap and pay anywhere, put gas, restaurant. I've been using this service for a couple of months now personally, and it is just absolutely mind-blowing how quick, easy, and really accepted everywhere. So, understanding the market, and there are, of course, a lot of KYC options. Some of them can be quite affordable. Our onboarding fiat to crypto, the pricing is very, very attractive. We've done a lot of market research. We've been able to see what it costs to use BoonPay and some of these other services, and then some of them are, not only expensive, but I think the real issue with all of them that we've tested through our process of creating a product that's going to transcend it and really be super easy, frictionless, and convenient is really that avoiding the whole intrusive send me your social security number, give me a phone bill, utility, look to the left, look to the right, grab your card, take a picture, smile, look sad, cry a little bit, show me the back of the card, show me the front and the back of your ID. It's gruesome, it's time consuming, and even when you do everything right, a lot of these services are just a pain in the ass, and it's not that instant right away give you my crypto. With that, I do also want to be fair and not get everybody's hopes up in a frenzy in a way that is unreasonable. Now, and what I mean by that is that whenever you're dealing with onboard of fiat to crypto, you're dealing with a huge problem. And that problem is that there's a ton of fraud that happens, especially with 2D cards, which 2D cards, for you folks to understand, are what's used in the United States of America, where you could find a credit card on the floor or in the back of a Uber or taxi, take that credit card information, get online and buy something without any secondary proof of ownership, such as 2FA, if any of you folks use that for accessing your emails or your bank accounts. In Europe, they have a service that's called 3DS, or verified by Visa. MasterCard has their own version of it too. And then if you did find the credit card information in the back of a car or on the floor, and you wanted to go online shopping, you'd put the credit card information into the web portal, but it would redirect you to your bank's website. And there your bank would want to verify that it's you through 3DS secure system. And in that, it would send you a text message to your phone. It would send you an email. There's different options for different banks, the way they operate, right? So that's an extra layer of security that's very powerful. There's a lot less fraud in Europe compared to the United States, where they don't have that extra layer. And the prime target for anyone that is in that heinous, ugly, underworld of credit card scamming and buying, these folks buy online credit card information in the dark web, and they do fraud. The holy grail of these people is to purchase cryptocurrency. And the reason why, folks, is when they use someone else's credit card information to purchase crypto, they have a pretty much 100% cash out. That if you're doing things correctly, you can even lose the trail. So what happens? Companies that are processing credit card transactions that are involving cryptocurrency are a huge target for these scammers. If they were to go to a secondary, let's say, market, not crypto where they can go and sell it immediately, but let's say they wanted to purchase big screen TVs, right? They have to ship that out to an address to receive the stolen goods, right? Then they have to go out into the markets of the world, resell it on Amazon or sell it locally. And of course, it's going to be at a discount, even if it's due in the box. So I hope that you're understanding what I'm saying to you, that the reason why it's so difficult and it's so cumbersome and they ask for so much information is that the companies that are processing these credit cards consider crypto high risk, because they understand that every scammer out there and their grandmother is trying to buy crypto with that stolen card information. So taking that into consideration, we can appreciate why it's so difficult, why it's so time consuming, why they ask so much. And then we could also value having what ARK has, which is the opportunity to purchase without that KYC, which brings an added risk. And with that, we want to keep expectations very, I think, transparent and understand that not every customer that comes and uses our fiat on a ramp is going to have a 100% guaranteed success. There are banks, for example, that know that you're purchasing financial services, that you're purchasing crypto, and they do not like it. One of them I can tell you that's a very popular bank in Europe is called Revolut. They have their own crypto products that you can purchase on their fintech, neotech banking platform. So when they see, the customer connecting to Binance or connecting to another portal that's selling crypto, right away they're like, hey, we're not going to approve this transaction. Get out of here. And that's just them protecting their market share and putting their customer into a box. And we're going to see that happen as we get customers, and we're going to hear some feedback. Hey, my card didn't go through. What happened? There's another key point that we want to put out there. When these scammers are using stolen credit card information, the first thing they do is to protect themselves and try to fool the processing companies and not letting them know that they're sitting in Nigeria. They're going to use an IP over where the card's actually from, 90210, over in Beverly Hills. That's where the card owner that's, been hacked, information compromised. So they use VPNs. That's another important factor that we're going to start educating our community. So as someone comes and they're asking questions, hey, my transaction, I'm having an issue. One of the first questions is, are you using a VPN, a centralized VPN? A lot of the processing companies understand what the scammers are doing. So if they detect a centralized VPN, they're like, this could be a potential problem. So there are certain aspects and certain things that we have to first make public, explain it in a transparent manner. Someone's going to come and use our product and say, by the way, sir, ma'am, turn off your VPN. Because when the processing company detects that, they're going to think that you're a scammer. That's not you. That's someone using your card, sitting in Nigeria, buying crypto, living, the fat cat life, trying to scam you. So there's information that we're going to be providing, but I did want to already start putting that out there. We don't want anyone to have the wrong expectations, because when it comes to this, there isn't a one golden bullet that will work for everyone. Every product can have its own restrictions depending on who you're banking with, depending on where you might be, depending if you're using a centralized VPN, depending if you're at a hotel in another country, maybe you're on a business trip, but the credit card processing company sees, hey, you're not in your zone. How do I know this is you? So understanding the high risk, they might say, hey, you know what? I'm not comfortable with this because you're supposed to be over in 90210, not using a VPN, and we do not want to take the risk, which is one of the great things that's happening here with us. Under our agreements, we as ARK are not responsible for any of these folks that might be using stolen credit card information, which is a huge bonus and asset, as that could potentially, if it falls on our shoulders, be detrimental to the project and to us, right? So that's a great advantage we have, and we also have to understand that the processing has to meet certain criteria for it to work, and of course, not the KYC. And there's also certain limits that once the customer, wants to make a purchase, we're looking, I think, we leave over 20,000. They're going to need to provide a KYC, because that's now going into a much, much larger commitment, because at the end of the day, it is the processing company that we're working with that's taking the full 100% risk and liability. So I hope that didn't confuse you folks too much, but I did want to, inform you to have an open mind. And there's certain aspects that are important. For an example, we could tell you a situation where, somebody can purchase using our system crypto with their debit card, but maybe their roommate the next day says, hey, I'm going to use my credit card too. See, that right there could be a red flag for the processor saying, hey, wait, why are you using two different credit cards under the same IP, under the same household? Which makes perfect sense. If your roommates or your family, they're looking at it from a different angle. They're saying, hey, hold on. Are you a scammer or are you a real customer? So they could flag that transaction and say, hey, we don't feel comfortable with this. This is looking strange. Hey, you're using a VPN. This looks strange. So the more we understand that, of course, our admins, our tech support here is going to be able to guide things, but we're also making sure that as you're going and using a mobile application and using the tool of the Fiat on-ramp that is, really just around the corner for us, that you also have the right expectations and the information to say, hey, do it this way, don't do it that way. Any questions?
Yes, please.
Mm-hmm.
Atlas, this was extremely thorough overview of the issues and what you're building with the ARK and global. I think I wanted to clarify though, when it's kind of related side, when you tap and pay or you purchase with the ARK, what would be the comment or the transaction note on it? Would it indicate it's crypto that it's done, or is it like normal? Excuse me.
Well,
Like,
first of all,
will there be will the processor?
to be clear,
Go ahead. Excuse me.
please, what toll little rant I went on, that's only to do with the Fiat on-ramp. Just to be clear, I don't want to confuse anyone here. I explained that going from fiat to crypto, it's expensive and it is a gruesome process in the sense that the processor needs to be very careful with what they're doing, because they're taking all the risk and the tips and tricks that we're going to document. So if you want to ask about the ARK, let's move on to that. So you don't have anything to ask about the on-ramp, right? Through that complicated little rant.
I'm thinking there's going to be stuff with the on-ramp you asked, right? Just the on-ramp. Solely,
That's
yeah?
what I was really going, and deep diving.
So yeah. Actually, yeah. I pardon me, stumbling. But will you be recommending certain banks that will be more friendly for on-ramping then, because it could cause issues for a lot, like Revolut and stuff
Yeah,
you mentioned?
and we're going to provide information to everyone of what we know is an issue. There's certain banking institutions that just block you. They don't not want you buying financial services. If you wanted to onboard into Bybit or Kraken or maybe even purchase some stocks, they have strict limitations and blocks on financial products. Some that just understand it's crypto related and they're like, F that, no, it's not good for my business. So yeah, we have information in a list that we're going to give, and through the process, look, we're going to be dealing with people from really all over the world, maybe a couple of banks in Mexico or South America, maybe Asia, and we'll compile that list. It's going to be, I think, in the beginning, a lot of just trial and error, but having an open mind, that it's not a magic bullet, and we're not going to sell it that way. We don't want to get people's expectations up, because I think that's where you go wrong. And if you're going and guaranteeing, hey, 1,000%, that's where you make mistakes. If you're not communicating in a transparent manner and say, hey, it's a very strong product. However, understand it's not going to work 100% for everyone. And if you're in that whatever percent that it won't work for your bank, then you try, maybe you have Chase. Oh, well, I have a Bank of America, or wait, I have a Wells Fargo. Let me use that card. So the more and better informed we are, I think we're going to have a lot more success. I just don't want there to be a narrative of customers coming and saying, hey, wait, what's going on here? It's not working for me. And then creating this whole panic of misinformation just because we didn't do a good job of explaining the great abilities of the product and also limitations for some. So we have to start doing that work now, right?
Yes, and related real quick, the in the future we can just use ARK as the online bank as well because you're planning on having your own account numbers, from what I recall you mentioned, right?
Correct, but I'm referring particularly to right now as we go and onboard folks from the real world that don't want to go through the whole process of opening up a Coinbase or a Binance account, maybe for tax purposes or privacy purposes. They just want an easy, fast, private, quote unquote, anonymous way to get into the project or just buy crypto, because it's not just about ARK. They're going to be able to purchase pretty much any crypto they want or get BUSD and then go to Bitcoin or any other crypto they have interest in. And that's where the fun begins and the revenue generation happens here, as this is a very quick, reliable, affordable solution for anyone that wants to go from fiat to crypto. Later, of course, we're going to have even the ability to receive wire transfers on a worldwide basis, where folks will just be able to wire or Zelle or use their PayPal and send the funds in, and then we're going to send them the crypto back. That's something that's in the pipeline. The abilities are there. So that's going to make it, I think, another layer that's going to add a lot more reliability, because now when you're doing wire transfers, you're not subject to a lot of that concern over stolen credit card information and the sensitivity of these products. They're very sensitive to those things I just mentioned.
Atlas, what about like a preloaded Visa or MasterCard or something that you can use with your credit card to buy? How acceptable would that work with the system?
It should work just fine. That shouldn't be an issue, but that's an extra step, right? Hey, have to go take the cash out of it, take cash out of the ATM from my regular bank account, go buy a MasterCard, Visa, prepaid, and then come into the system, right? So we want to make it as quick and easy as possible, but that's a great solution for someone's like, hey, I'm with Chase Bank and I don't have another account, and Chase doesn't allow me to transact with your system. So that's a solution for me. It'll probably take me, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes to go to the ATM, take some cash out, go to the Walgreens, purchase a couple of prepaid cards and get on with the show. So that's a great point you brought, because for the folks that might not have that 100% success, we want to have a plan B, a plan C, and a plan D, right? So that's another creative way, because at the end of the day, we just want everyone to be able to use the products and get on board one way or another, right?
Yeah. Real quick, may I as well?
Yeah, go ahead.
Florida, that was a great point too. And yeah, that's like you could on someone on your behalf as well. You know what I mean? So you could load it that way but it is an extra step. But when we, I'm assuming, I'm imagining when we on ramp, it will appear just like another exchange, if I can call it like that, where we would have our wallet and we'd have the our wallet or sub wallet within the system, and it would have our balance when we on ramped, right? It would confirm as soon as you. I don't know how long it would take to do it, but that's how it would be, and then it would be 2FA protected, right? So it would be like our wallet on the dash.
Yeah,
That's how it would be, right?
Well, no, because Good question. Now, when you're using your debit or credit card to purchase into the system, the funds will go into your Web3 wallet, not in our dashboard. The way we're starting it out, you're going to get your BUSD or your Polygon or USDC. You're going to be receiving in your Web3. Remember, we don't do custody of crypto. We don't want to do that. No, this is Web3 and your keys, your crypto, you pay for it, and then it is sent to you in your crypto wallet, and then you operate as you wish.
Okay, so we would designate the receiving wallet. It must be in order to complete a transaction.
Correct.
With the on-ramping.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. Good question.
Cool. And how long would it take? You said 20 sec. No, that was for payment, right? But for on-ramping?
That was what we're talking about right now. Is the on-ramping. I did mention before 20 seconds when we were testing. That's for the air card, where you're bringing, for example, your BUSD and you want to load onto your air card. The whole transaction takes less than 20 seconds.
Right. But for on-ramping, it's also quick?
We're still in the testing, so I can't give you an exact number, but yes, the idea here, it's very quick and seamless.
I'm hogging time, so maybe later I may resume. Thanks, Atlas. Appreciate you. You're very generous for me today.
Hey,
one
listen,
Yeah.
Go
One
ahead,
other
Fred.
point to that, as you mentioned, the different cryptos they can buy. So to do the transactions on Ethereum and Bitcoin, obviously, are much longer than a Binance type token. So keep that in mind as well when you're on ramping. There's some expectations to have there. It's not instantaneous if it's the network that the coin is being sent on is slow. For example, Ethereum's can be congested, is somewhat notorious. 10, 12, 15 minutes is possible. Bitcoin can be a half hour, 45 minutes. So those are some other things to consider as well.
Yeah, and to add to that, we're not going to be launching the air cards with other tokens that are not EVM compatible, because precisely what Brett just said. A confirmation can take you 15, 30 minutes. And that process is, for a newbie, a new person, can lead them into a bit of a desperation. Hey, where's my crypto? I paid, I loaded it. What's going on here? So we're initially going to be starting with EVM compatible tokens. We can deliver in 20 seconds and get our customer base educated, because we want this to be just super lightning fast. I put up my crypto. I've got a loaded card. I can go shopping online. I can load it onto the device, and I'm out of here. So we don't want to hold up the transaction, because what happens there is that folks think, hey, something's broken, and we're not going to load somebody's card. Believe me when I'm telling you, with thousands of dollars worth of, crypto, until we have a confirmation on our end. So what happens if they're just sitting there waiting 20, 30, 40 minutes? They're going to start contacting the customer support. Hey, is this thing broken? Hey, did you steal my money? We don't want to deal with that, especially not on the first week or the first, we have the capabilities to do it, but we want to just stick to the products that are working within our framework, which are EVM compatible, Polygon, BSC, to start, and then we can expand on that. I hope that makes sense. I know for some it might be a little confusing, but we don't want to have the customer sitting there waiting because they're using a Litecoin network or a Bitcoin network that takes quite a long time, and then we're just going to create a whole bottleneck of customer service tickets, for no reason, if you think about it. So thanks for bringing that up, Brett. Did that make sense? Coach Roberto's like, man, they're talking another language again. What are you guys doing to me over here?
I got that one covered. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So quick, fast, load it, go spend. Reload it, go spend. New card, have a great day. Go ahead, Coach.
No, I just want to swipe my card and onboard and buy.
And sell. And go spend. And go have fun. And go live your best life.
More importantly, is everybody else that wants to join. That I have a few people already that they haven't been able to join right now because it's too complicated.
It's a long process.
Yeah.
It's complicated. Yeah, and joining the Binance, and Coinbase, and I mean, they feel like they got to get a PhD to be able. It is intimidating for someone that has never been in crypto. You start telling them, hey, here's your wallet, and if you put in the wrong address, there's no 1-800 number at Bank of America to get your money back.
Yeah.
Right away, they're like, what? Like, no, but it's a positive thing. Don't look at it in a negative way, but if you give somebody this key, they're going to take all your crypto away. What? So it's, and then you have to have a 30-minute conversation explaining them the benefits of why it's great to have this, because you don't have to deal. Because in a perfect world, you don't want to have to call the 1-800 number and say, hey, it's been 3 days. I got an international transfer. Why is the money not showing up? We can do this in instance. We can do it for relatively very inexpensive transaction fees. Every time I send or receive a international wire transfer, I'm looking at $35 to send and another $35 to receive, plus the exchange rate, plus all the extra fees that they want to tack in there. It's ridiculous. So,
what I do now,
at the end of the day, folks want it to be fast and easy. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I just open up my vault and I show them. 5 months ago, I had $1,800 in my balance. Now I got $15,000, and here's how much money I've taken out. Is that worth it to spend 3 hours to get into this game?
That's it. That's a good way to
do it. But anyway, I have somebody now that I pay for her gas fees because she can't get her money, her I guess her crypto.com card, so I pay for her fees, and then she pays me.
I mean, some of these people can't even load their Easy Pass to get on the I-95 expressway.
Absolutely.
So, the easier we make it, right? Hey, Coach, did you put, because I have you saved as my contact, did you put the I Love ARK in your name?
Yeah.
Into your, you did? Because I can't see it. Because coming up here in 8 days, we're going to be doing the giveaway for the I Love ARK. I want to remind everybody, 1,500 BUSD sheets will be given away right here live. Make sure to send a screenshot of it to Mistletoe so that he can put you in the books. So you're in the passenger manifesto here for the giveaway on the ARK.
I always had I Love ARK.
Okay.
I got you in there, Coach.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay.
All right. No need to panic. No need to panic, Doug's. We got him in. He's in the passenger manifesto. He's winning. He's on the right side of the corner, and he's logged in.
I love ARK too. I love ARK too. I open my MetaMask.
But please do make sure.
Hey, Miss Soto.
Everyone does send me another screenshot. If you've had it in for a few months, please do send me another screenshot if you haven't already, so I can put you down.
Okay.
I'll make it better. If you haven't sent the screenshot, you don't qualify. So you have to
that's a good one.
send
Yeah, that's it.
the
That's a good
screenshot.
one. Yeah.
There's
Yes,
no
sir.
more, hey, but I'm your friend. I was here from, December 22nd. What do you mean? No, little
Yep.
Jimmy. You got to come in. You got to put yourself in the passenger manifesto here. Captain's logs. Mistletoe is taking names and kicking ass. Because this is going to be a hot one, folks. A real hot one.
Oh,
And it
yeah.
doesn't matter what color your heart is. Jared's got I think it's like an orange heart. We got another guy out there with a black heart, like a pirate. I mean, I love the style. It's looking cool. As long as it's a heart and you love ARK, let the mistletoe know.
If you guys are joking, I did want to ask a specific thing about the prices. If you have that available on ramping and off ramp, if possible to share.
No, we're not going to share. At least at the on ramp, we're not going to say. We've already talked about the off, and it's going to be 4% for the physical and the air cards that we've already released and said before. The on ramp, we're not mentioning it yet.
I got a question on the air card.
Yes, sir.
What's is there one, or what's the expiration date on them? Is it like a regular debit or credit card where it's like out to 2025 or something, or is there going to be like a
Great question.
Like when you have to spend
6 months. 6 months.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. You got 6 months to spend it, and do spend it, because once we load it with the bank, there's no refunds, right? So if you don't spend it, they keep it. It's a nice little business they got going. Fantastic business, Visa, MasterCard,
Atlas,
they don't mess around. Yeah.
If I wanted to present a way to accept payment from somebody else with like their card, and I wanted to go to my wallet, can I do that as well? Is there going to be a way to do that?
Actually, yes, we're working on that. There's a great solution, and that's more of a merchant product, and we want to be able to enable this for a lot of what we call the digital nomads, or folks that are like, let's say, trainers at a gym. And instead of using Stripe, we're going to be able to offer them merchant services where just on their phone, you could pretty much swipe their card and get your crypto or a bank wire. Super, super fast. And you don't have to have a terminal. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, he could use the on-ramp theoretically. If someone's going to use their debit card to pay him something and then they just use his wallet address as the receiver, obviously they would have to pay the fees and things, but yeah, you could do it that way.
Yeah.
So I didn't wrap my head fully on it, of course, but like say instead of a Cash App, which I know someone who uses Cash App, they want to receive payment. Mm-hmm. They may not want to have something held by a third party that's not so friendly, where people will not necessarily stab them in the Bay Area, right, where the owner gets stabbed.
Right.
So they want to instead use ARK. What they would just input like a wallet would be. How would that work? Maybe you briefly can you describe that, Brett? Or
yeah, let's say that you said, hey, I want to get paid in BUSD. You give them your BUSD wallet address. They go through the on-ramp process. They put in how much, and they run their card for that amount, and then it gets deposited into that wallet address.
If we were to go pretend I didn't want that person to have anything to do with crypto, like they're normie, they just want to pay credit card. That's what they know. They know the normal world, fiat world. Mm-hmm. They want to present. They give me or someone a card. How would they do? Like, would I or that person who is receiving payment be able to get that in their wallet at the end result without having them register or anything complicated outside of what normally do with the fiat, like present a card and pay?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if I'm 100% following you, but so the wallet address that you put into the field that the crypto that's getting purchased with the debit card is going to get sent to, that can be any wallet you want. So it's not specific. So depending on who's paying, they can put in any wallet address, whether it's yours or theirs or, family member or whatever else.
Yes.
They can pay for the crypto and they can go to that wallet. So, I mean, theoretically, you could use it as a way to get paid by somebody in the real world to your crypto wallet versus having to do a peer-to-peer transaction. If they're a total normie, they don't know how to set up a Web3 wallet, on-ramp the crypto and then send you the crypto. So they could do this to kind of circumvent that. They would just buy it and it directly gets sent to you.
Okay. Now Atlas did mention that you're working on a product for this, so I assume it needs to be a separate thing because if you issue refunds and other things like that, so it's a little bit hairy. It becomes involved, right?
Yeah, what he's talking about is if you're like a small business owner and you want to be able to accept crypto payments from clients.
Well, yeah, that's actually what I'm talking
credit
about.
card. Or credit card payments. Yeah, that we're working on. I think next week we'll be testing out the API, NATO. And it's a really fantastic service because pretty much anyone around the globe will be able to take credit card payments without doing KYC. I mean, you literally could have your customer on the phone talking to you and you're putting in to your phone his credit card information and boom, transaction goes through. You could decide, do you want crypto? Do you want an ACH transfer? How do you want to cash out? You want it in PayPal? We'll send it to your PayPal. So that's a fantastic product that we want to push, and that's more of a merchant services. So let's say you are a personal trainer, or let's say you have an advertising agency, or you're a consultant, or you're a marketer, and you have clients all over the world. You don't want to do the Western Union. Wire transfers can be expensive and also just slow. So we can give you the option to accept the credit card information without having it to have a terminal or a Stripe account. You'll be able to do it super fast. And the really great thing about that product, while we're looking to it, is there's literally no limit. You could charge $2 million if you want to the customer. So it's just a really, really neat product that we're going to start testing.
I think neat is the understated word. It's very understated. It's not neat.
Yes.
It's groundbreaking.
Yes.
So, but how far out would that be? How far out would that be for online and physical?
Well, it's like anything here. We have to build the front ends and we have to sign a contract. We signed a very big contract just today on something. So we're innovating, but there's always a security layer and to build out, and everything takes its time as we make sure that we can come and offer that. So everything is in stages, but testing on that, there's another part to that is already been tested underway, and that's the crypto in and the fiat out. That's already been tested. Now what we want to test is the fiat in through that system, and eventually have that be the plan B that I was just telling you about. Hey, your Chase Bank, your Revolut doesn't work with our standard on-ramp. Well, we've got our secondary plan B on-ramp, and this is how that works. And hey, that's not only an on-ramp, that's a merchant where you could collect payments globally through credit cards or wire transfers without having to register as a business or go through like a whole coop of fire. And through that, we also have an affiliate program that if you come and you bring in that merchant, you'll be able to earn a commission off of every single transaction, hence more passive income for you, my friend. Let's get this crypto.
Well, for sure. Let's get this crypto and also fiat into crypto through ARK. But as it stands now, though, as Brett was saying, we could put hypothetically, theoretically, I mean, just define our recipient wallet and then take someone else's card. Let's say I'm gym owner in this case, right? And then say, hey, okay, pay for this consulting or this training session, and then take their card, and then, okay, I'm going to swipe. Well, I'm not going to swipe. I'm going to put in the number in front of them to know it's secure, because if I say I don't want to swipe thing, right? because that would be gate controlled because you don't have hardware. You don't make hardware like Square does, right? And then I just put it in there through an app in front of them, and then it would I would designate how it would go, the amount. Okay, thank you, Steve. That's great. It's going to be 150, and they're going to process your card, and then they would get a receipt. Or I don't know how that would work, but basically then instantly process and go to, let's say, a stable coin in a wallet that I designate. And this would all be anonymous, but
Yeah.
I would input their name and their card, debit or credit, correct?
Yes, and actually, when you're processing credit card transactions online, the name actually never matters. The first line of the address doesn't even matter. It's primarily the credit card information, the expiration, the 3-digit code in the back, city and zip code. Sometimes not even the city. So it's a pretty global understanding. They don't match your name.
NGI.
What's that?
So in other words, you can serve the same function up until months out. For example, you have an official merchant service. You could use this as a way to, get people interested in this as a standalone processing for another alternative, because obviously banks are not friendly. Yeah, I mean, thank you.
Oh, it's
Thank
huge.
you for this.
And this is all coming out of Switzerland, by the way. We love Switzerland. So these merchant services, and look, ideally we want to be able to play both games and offer merchants the solution that they could accept crypto, which they don't want Bitcoin, they don't want the Litecoin or Ethereum because of volatility. They just want their cash. And if they're going to process the customer's credit card, Visa, MasterCard, it's going to take them 3 to 4 days to even see the funds land in their account, right? If you're using Square as an example. So you have to wait. You got to, ship out the goods to the customer in your online store. And now you got to wait 3-4 days for Square to actually put the money in your account. Then you've got another bigger issue. What if that was a scammer? And you just send him $10,000 worth of merchandise? Well, you're then using your own cash after you send him the merchandise to contact your supplier and say, hey, I need you to send me, 10,000 more worth of this stock so I could have it for my next customer. And then 2-3 weeks or even a month or two pass, and then you wake up and there's 10,000 that's just pulled out of your bank account because it turned out that transaction you did 2 months ago was a scam, and now you have to pay for it. So what are we doing? We're saying, hey, listen, we're going to give you another choice that complements what you currently have. It doesn't replace what you have, because most people use credit and debit cards, right? Visa, MasterCard. But we're going to give you a portal that's a widget that will take you less than 3 minutes to plug into your online store. And you'll be able to accept crypto. And what we're going to do instantly is to send you a direct deposit. So you don't have to wait the 3-4 days. And there are no chargebacks because they paid in crypto. Go on.
Yeah. And
call your supplier, restock, and then imagine doing this with airlines. The airline industry is every time someone purchases a ticket online, there's a lot of fraud that happens there. A lot of scammers buy tickets for other people at discounts. It's there's always a customer who can call the bank and say, hey, that wasn't me. BS, like they're just scamming. There's a lot of folks that do that out there. It's billions of dollars that are lost to fraud. If they would come and work with us to accept crypto, there are no chargebacks. You're not waiting the 3-4 days. You're avoiding the credit card fees. Well, not fully avoiding them, but you're going to pay them to us instead. And we're going to give you your cash right away. No problem of any chargeback. And there's a market there waiting. It's going to grow through time.
Huge. What about refunds?
And there's a lot of people that are going to prefer to buy their airline tickets with crypto, and live the crypto lifestyle. I know Brandon's ready to buy his tickets in crypto. He loves that
for sure, Alice. But what if there's a refund? What if somebody wants a refund if you're doing like this? What do they complain to? Their own card company, their own card, because they're saying it was not. They would take responsibility, right? If there was an on-ramp, like how does that work?
Well, if you have a receipt and you paid with your crypto and the service wasn't there or the merchandise wasn't there, then you're going to have to deal directly with the merchant, right? If you paid for something using our service, merchant service in crypto, and it was never sent to you, you're going to have to deal directly with them. We're not responsible. We're just the man in the middle that's making a transaction and making everybody get what they want in a happy way. Obviously, if there's complaints coming in, hey, we paid for this with crypto and we didn't get the service, then we're going to have to enlist those merchants and say, hey, these people are scammers, or they're not providing the service correctly.
I mean, so they sell pops up a store, pops up an online that is could out of catalog fake stuff, and the person purchases it, then they accept
Mr. NATO. You're in the matrix, my friend.
Okay, maybe later. Excuse for that.
Yeah, it's not great. Anyway, we're falling behind. We're going down too many rabbit holes, but it's exciting stuff. Does anyone have a question or a comment regarding this? Because this is important that we start to understand it as we're bringing these products in, and we want you all to be aware and understand the opportunities, the limitations, and understand that not one size fits all, but we want to have many sizes to fit them all, right? Many different options.
I do have a question for you.
Go ahead, sir.
So like the DPV, getting tongue-tied on that, the VPN that you guys are doing.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay, so that's going to be, are you going to make that to where it's like open? Is it just going to be closed to us that are in ARK, or are you going to actually make it open to everyone to where the product, they'll be able to purchase it and buy the VPN with cash or somehow a payment other than ARK later on down the road? Are we going to get there? Because I know there's people that aren't in ARK. I'm totally love ARK, but it's I can't get everybody on board, but they do like the sounds of the VPN. And
well, sure they do.
Absolutely, man.
Everyone.
Dude, I push our products all the time, and for everybody that's in ARK that I'm around, that I've got on, they totally get it. They are totally down with it, and I'm slowly but surely starting to build up a team and getting more and more people in. But I just wanted to know that. I mean, I think that would. I didn't know if that was what we were doing. I kind of got the picture we were just doing payment in ARK for some reason, when that would really shut out a big environment.
I think you're kind of going into a lot of different areas. So let's break it down and simplify it.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So to get into the pre-seed opportunity for the ARK network and the token that's coming, we're giving a limited time opportunity to our current investors in ARK. You cannot buy this with cash. It is that good that not even money or gold is going to get you in. The only thing that's going to get you in is your past actions and involvement here. And we think that's the best, fairest solution. You always want to take care of the people that were there with you, right? Who took the chance, who came in, invested their hard-earned money. And if I was an investor in a project, and then tomorrow they just opened up to just anybody, any Joe Schmo that walks in through the door, I'd feel like, hey, wait, hold on. What about me? I've been here. I've been investing. I've been calm, cool, and collected, smiling, bringing people in. And I believe that I deserve an opportunity to be in that little 1% friends and family, option with massive upside potential. So that's what we're doing, Rooster, for the pre-seed. It's all you good folks. And if somebody wants to come and ape into ARK just so they can get into the opportunity, they could, but you got to remember there's a fairness that happens there too, because they have to earn their ARK token to be able to get in.
I get you. So it really wasn't that, Atlas. It was more of, I guess my question is more the downline, later on scenario, and like doing like any other VPN where you have an annual, price, or you're paying
we're going to get to that.
monthly.
We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that because you're going to too many places. You're confusing me. So that's the pre-seed. Then there's going to be the open for cash and investors, and there's going to be also a private, not everyone can get in pre-sale. We're going to go through several rounds to give as many people that have been with us an opportunity before we go public and open up the floodgates to just anyone. So that's just a process before launch to get the liquidity, to get everybody in the right positions for the launch. And there's going to be vesting periods. If you're coming in and getting the advantage, right, you're leapfrogging and you're getting that front and center pole position here, because we don't want people to come and dump on us. And I think you've noticed that from the way we set up the ARK Vault and everything here when it comes to the ROI depth side of things. We want a fair playing field for everybody. So the folks are going to get that opportunity. They're also going to be vested to ensure the safety and the growth, because we don't want to kill the baby, and throw it out with the bathwater, right? We want to make sure everybody understands this is utility, this is something we build, and the true wealth creation happens over time into success. So then we go into the product, Rooster, and the product is open for everyone. Anyone can come and use the product, and the way we're setting it up is that if you want to use the service, you have to buy the utility token. And if you're going to be participating and earning in the service, you're going to be paid in the utility token, thus creating demand for anyone that wants to be involved, whether they are contributing or whether they are just using the service for their personal or business needs. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think I understand. I get where you're going with it now. I mean, revenue-wise on our token, ARKG, and also, it's kind of a double whammy, which is good. It's great for us.
ARKG separate. That's another. But wait, there's more.
Okay, well, all right. Okay. Well, I know. Okay, I get it now. I mean, are we going to go open public with ARKG to where that will really pump that sucker up? Because I know they came out with PaxG. I heard about that from another guy today, and he's like, "Yay!" It's he's I don't know made quite a bit today on it, but Axos or something going out with the gold token.
10x, look, but that's not a token that you're going to hold to 10x or 1000x, right? Going to the moon, because remember that token is going to be pegged to the price of gold, right? So if you're bullish on gold, great, but we see opportunities there for actually providing liquidity, because not only do we need the gold asset, but we need the stable in crypto, so that 24 hours, 7 days a week, we could cash out investors and we could purchase more gold. So there's going to be a lot of opportunities to get involved into the market making part of that business, which is absolutely fantastic. Just yesterday in the DeFi sessions, we went down and looked at Tether, and I think they had over 1.4 billion in profits in the last quarter. I mean, sheesh. Wow. Let's get this.
How is that going to work for us? Like, are we going to be able to cash out, go to a gold bullion dealer, say I've got one down in a bigger city near me, and am I going to be able to actually use my ARKG and buy or get gold, trade it for gold possibly, or for physical gold?
No, not locally. You're going to have to redeem that. You'll be able to sell it for crypto, or you'll be able to, depending on the amount that you hold, you'll be able to have it sent over to you through the mail. You'll be able to fly over and pick it up personally if you like, or you could even just have them segregated into your own private vault account under your name. So now you're holding it, and you could even use that and go to a good bank and say, hey, I've got this safekeeping receipt over at this vault, and here's my proof that I've
I
got
hope
this
the
cash.
gold's being held in a really nice place for vacation.
Hold on
That
a
might be
second.
worth it.
Hold on a second. So
Yeah.
will you be revealing not too long from now that, let's say I wanted to show, for us to see that it's backed fully by the token we're holding is 1-to-1 with the actual gold, meaning no fractional reserve things going on, right? You'd be able to show that actual certificate, right?
That's the whole beauty of it. Not only a certificate, but we're talking here a live monitoring of the off-chain asset through Chainlink that's representing it on the blockchain. This is, this is not about trusting. This is about verification and having it always there. I mean, this is how we're going to win. This is how we're going to be able to win the confidence of investors, because everything's transparent, and it's not that, hey, just trust me, I'm over here in Africa hanging out with the king and we've got the gold sitting down there somewhere. Like, come on. That's not going to fly.
And what about title? What about title of that? Like, it's Anon, but can it be titled to some company or something like that it owns that?
It is. It is titled to us, to ArkG. We hold the reserves and we hold the cash, and we redeem it for our customers. And if the customer wants to redeem their ArkG for taking their gold physically, they can go ahead and do so. There's fees. And of course, everything here has fees. Everything here comes back to the legacy NFT holders, to the ILC.
Yes, but I'm thinking in terms of leveraging that. For example, if you wanted to leverage that as an asset, you have a company somewhere offshore, whatever. For example, it's all clear hypothetically, right? And then you want to have that company be assigned your ArkG, or then ArkG in a wallet. That ArkG in the wallet is now backed by the proof of reserves on your vault holding in backed 1-to-1 in Singapore or Switzerland. So then you can leverage that because it's titled to the signee of that wallet, because you could proof of signing. And then you could basically use that as leverage, potentially, for purchasing something in the real world without actually selling it. Is that something that
But you might have to put that into a multi-sig so that the lender has control over it and make sure that you're not going to empty out that or sell it on them, right? So you'll have to find a multi-sig, a way to lock those tokens where it's fair for them and it's fair for you. Right?
Oh yes, of course. It would have to be in control, because if you're doing like a trust thing, you would have to have them control that, or multi-sig. Yeah. So you're getting into the lending business too?
Not right now. We got so much other stuff going on. Not right now. I think we got enough of a roadmap. We're going to be really busy here for the while, but it is in understandably a part of everything, and understanding that we're going to go after 1.4 billion people and offering them bank accounts and debit cards and offshore products. I think in lending is absolutely in demand. No questions or doubts about that, my friend. But yeah, a step at a time.
Yeah,
if you want, we could put you to be the head of lending. Would you like that title?
Captain, I didn't. I know it's something in future, and it's crazy. There are many mountains to climb. But I'm saying, in terms of this real world thing, if you potentially have a large amount and you don't want to sell that, you could have a lender. Would you think it would be possible to do that with the current in the fiat world, like leveraged with that, because it's an asset, it's real gold, bullion, right? And it would title to an entity, so it would be done, right? As long as you make sure it's secured, that asset is secured for the lender, right? Without selling, meaning you don't have to transfer assets. That's the whole point.
Correct.
Because it's real gold.
Right.
It's real intrinsic value, right?
Right. Absolutely. So
NATO,
Go ahead.
NATO, in our I was going to say, NATO, you can probably stake the ARKG because the ARKG is most likely going to be on all of the different exchanges. You can stake that and leverage against that and borrow against it on that end.
Yeah,
Oh,
just
yeah,
do a
that's right.
flash
It's
loan.
liquid.
Yeah,
It's
just do a flash loan and that's it.
okay. Oh, that's right. Yeah, because it would just, but then you rely on the exchange. I'd rather rely on my wallet and have it held in wallet as opposed to an exchange. You know?
There might be an exchange built. You just never know what's to come on that end. So
Oh,
lots of possibilities.
you trust exchanges since last quarter or last year?
No, I'm just talking about there might be an exchange. There might be a platform built within here where you have all this ARKG where you can just stake it, put it in, and make a percentage out of it. And then if you want to get it out, kind of like how the foundation works. Foundation's a perfect example.
No. That's why I asked. That's why I asked jokingly, "Are we do lending?" And then maybe, and then secondly, there's no yield because it's held 1-to-1. There's no funny FRB. There's no FRB. So how could that be in the future? We don't want that because we don't want them doing any uncertain investments on it. You really want that 1-to-1.
Right, but yeah, for the merchant, but we could go to exchanges and we could provide them liquidity at a interest rate, but that would be the company bringing that liquidity of ARKG to the exchange so they could trade and market make on their own, and that's not cheap, but that's not to the regular just end user. This is more for the big boys, and that's how you can generate a lot of profits. And there's collaterals, there's things in place, but I think we're going too far down the rabbit hole, folks. And we've got a 1-hour podcast that we're really going over. I do enjoy speaking about this, and look, this is where it's at, folks. This is what we're doing, and we love nothing more than to share with you what's happening, what's on our minds, what's happening here behind the scenes that makes a lot of sense, and it really, I think, just comes full circle into letting you folks understand the value of the vault, the value of the foundation, the value of the legacy NFTs, that this all plays out. And the way that ARK will win is to constantly be pushing the envelope, leapfrogging and offering solutions out in the market, understanding the gaps, understanding where there's crisis, there's opportunity, and we're building constantly. And wait 3 weeks from now and a month from now, and when you think that's good, well, hey, it gets better. And this is how we've been able to take it to the next level, because we understand if we're not 10 steps ahead, we're going to fall behind. Someone will come and someone will move in and someone will seize the opportunity. And there is a great advantage to being first to market. There is absolutely no doubt about it. And then there's another advantage of just being smarter and working harder.
Excuse me, 10 seconds. To Florida, because we don't talk direct. As a realtor guy, right? I'm saying because we're OGs, and I think most, we want to eventually build a big position with ARKG. We believe in this. So that's why, for example, I would want to have a company that owns it and, the asset, and then be able to purchase a real property, right? And then just have that as my, or loan or borrow against that, and then use that to satisfy the payment. So that's why I would want this option as opposed to
right. So I'll take you back to the question you asked the other day. Why wouldn't you want to be in the vault instead of holding the asset that's pegged to the gold, or why would you want to be in the legacy NFT that's actually bringing?
You can't leverage it. You can't leverage it.
Well, when you're able to print so much, I mean, why would you want to leverage when you're having the opportunity to be making cash flow every single day? But again, we talked about this the other day, Daniel. That's the beauty of everyone having their strategy and being able to play their game. Because there's some people that are going to just want to ape in from here to eternity into the ARK network and the token there. And there's some that are just going to say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna sit on the legacy side. I'm going to diversify into the foundation. I want to be able to earn Spark. I'm going to diversify into ROI DApp. I want to also save up some so I can come into the ArkG. And then we're just going to constantly keep giving you more options to the point, we always said there's, the more horses you have in the race, the more opportunity you have to win. And ideally, our goal here is that everyone understands you don't have to leave the ARK ecosystem, friends. If you want, the big DGen play, you're going to be able to find it here somewhere. If you want the big picture, slow, steady, but massive potential, you're going to find it here. If you want the quick, high yield, you're going to find it here. If you want the liquid yield, you're going to have it in the foundation and the products and just being a part of everything so that you don't have to go and get wrecked and then come back crying saying, oh my God, what did I do? What did Pepe do to me? We got it all. That's the plan. That's the beauty of it. And I think that it makes a lot of sense to folks because the streets are cold and they're scary. Why gamble when you can invest?
I want Florida in the future, if you don't mind, bro, possibly to share some strategies with real estate using this kind of merge the lines between what we're doing with ARK and the real estate world. That would be so great if you're willing.
Fantastic. All right. Is there anyone else before we go ahead and move on over to the all aboard?
So I can get rid of my McAfee Safe Connect with the VPN.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good.
You could throw it in the trash.
I can throw it in the trash. Okay, I'm saving money.
And tell them, stop spying on me. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I mean, sometimes with these things, you don't know what's worse, the antivirus or the virus, or is the antivirus company creating the virus so that they could sell you the antivirus? I don't know. Either way, they're always winning, which is, hey, got to give it to them. Coach Brad.
Hello, sir.
Have you been taking notes, man? All the alpha dropping?
Oh, man.
It's like hail.
Serious alpha. We know it's going to be a long podcast when we've got NATO in the building. He likes to ask the tough questions.
Hey, but I made it so exciting. Listen, I made it so exciting in terms of what information is revealed. I'm telling you, this is big. That's an understatement. Okay, and I know Atlas is holding back. You have so many cards you didn't share. So many cards you didn't share in a good way. That's going to be dropping. It's like you're dropping the bombs. You will dropping the bombs. So looking forward to it.
Thank you, man. Shout out to him, man. He's awesome, and he did it with us in the launch of the vault and everything that we did back in December. I mean, there was a lot of people here that were hanging out, and I understand that people are shy to ask, what quote unquote are the hard questions. I don't think they're hard at all. This team is confident. We put the work in. We understand, and we're passionate about what we're doing. We don't show up here with the, my dog ate the homework. That's not what we are. That's not what we're about. We're not here to bullshit. So we love when someone comes with the inquisitive mind, and he doesn't come at it from a bad place. He has an inquisitive mind that wants to know the facts. So he can create his strategy. And by him doing that, I know for a fact that he's answering the questions of so many out there who just don't want to ask. It's, is it going to be misrepresented? Am I going to look like I'm fudding? Am I asking the right question? But through that process, we understand that there's a lot of answers. And because of that, we love NATO, man, because he's not asking just to ask. He's asking for a purpose, and his mind is brilliant. And we need people like that here. Let's get scripted. Sheesh. What do you have cooking for us, Coach Brad, on the all aboard?
Yeah, totally agree, Atlas. We love NATO. So today on the All Aboard session, we haven't done a Medium article for a while, and Mr. Fleming has dropped a few Medium articles recently. So I thought I would change it up today, do a Medium article, and then we've got a nice video for tomorrow as well. So I will go ahead and share my screen, and we will get into it. Right, so this Medium article, as I said, by Fleming Arnott, great writer over at Cryptozoa. Thinking of buying some Bitcoin now? Okay, but how about doing this too? Revolutionize your investment portfolio. Talks a bit about Bitcoin at the beginning of this. Bitcoin price is on the move. It's up over 4.6% in the last month and a whopping 76.65% so far this year. Some experts are calling this the start of the bull run, while others are more cautious and warning that it's just a bear rally and it's nothing to get excited about yet. But the truth is, nobody actually knows. There is simply no way of knowing. Investors who don't want to miss the start of the bull run are poised to start buying or have already started. And while there's nothing wrong with that, because we all know that they will eventually win regardless of what the price does next, and regardless of whether this is the start of the much anticipated bull run, it just might not be the smartest thing to do right now. Maybe you're about to start investing in Bitcoin because you believe it has massive potential to increase in value and you think it could go up 150, 200K in the next bull run. Maybe you just want a piece of the action because you missed out previously. Maybe you don't know what to think and you just want to buy some Bitcoin. Whatever. Here's something for you to consider. How the hell do you make the profit? I mean, have you actually given it any thought? Serious investors probably have given this some thought and might even have plans for liquidity mining or collateralized leveraging their BTC. But the sad truth is, most normal investors will probably try and profit by selling their Bitcoin in the future for more than they paid for it. Some might stake it on a centralized exchange to earn less than 10% APR, but honestly, not many will. What will you do? It's got a caption here, the sad truth. Most normal investors will probably try and profit by selling their Bitcoin in the future for more than they paid for it. Will you wait until the value of your Bitcoin is increased and then sell it to crystallize some profit in fiat money? Do you believe that fiat has a good future? Do you think fiat is a safe store of value? And could you time your selling well to maximize your profit? Or will you use your BTC wisely and earn some rewards for holding it? How long will you stake it for? What is your long-term plan? My own strategy is to dollar cost average. I don't care what the price is. I buy some BTC regularly and I don't plan to ever sell it because I believe in it as a store of value and a safe haven against fiat inflation and corruption. But buying BTC isn't the only thing I'm doing. I'm a big believer in diversification and I have a lot of DeFi investments in my crypto portfolio. Besides Bitcoin and possibly so-called blue chip tokens, have you considered some future diversification? How about also buying a very different token, not a meme or a shitcoin, one that you can stake to earn 2% interest per day? I'm suggesting you consider a small portion in ArkFi. If you've already heard of ARK, you might have heard some positive things about it recently. It's a DeFi project that many people are most excited about right now. Excuse me. Possibly because it's the DeFi project, daily ROI DApp, that everyone seems to be most excited about right now. Its price is very stable thanks to the Intelligent Liquidity Controller, the ILC, which maintains a dynamic price range for the ArkFi token that fluctuates based on supply and demand. However, the volatility in price will be greatly reduced. The ILC does not create a peg or fixed price, and the price will go up and down over time based on market conditions and demand for participation in the ARK Vault. When you're earning 2% a day in rewards/interest, your stake doubles in size very rapidly. There is a lot more coming in the ArkFi ecosystem. A roadmap announcement was made last week with some very ambitious plans, which, if implemented successfully, should ensure the success of this innovative DeFi platform far into the future. There is enormous potential to create significant passive income for many years. Number 5 is my favorite point there. The team behind ArkFi is very proactive and innovative as well as accountable. So there you go. 6 reasons why I believe you should consider or reconsider an investment in ARK to diversify your portfolio. If you're seriously thinking about buying Bitcoin, I'd say do it. Just keep in mind that Bitcoin's value could very likely go down again soon. Personally, while I'd love to believe we are seeing the early signs of a bull run, I don't think we've seen the bottom yet. I think we have at least a few more months of the bear market. And through those few months, you could be earning 2% per day in interest on a token that is holding its value very nicely, virtually static, since November, rather than simply holding on for dear life to your blue chip crypto tokens and watching their value bounce up and down. Because let's face it, we all know how stressful that is, watching charts, looking for entry and exit points. None of that here at ARK. Prices will rise eventually, and when they do, I'd rather be holding a large bag of ARK tokens and a little bit of Bitcoin versus only a little bag of Bitcoin. I'm already putting my ARK tokens to work in the ARK ecosystem and enjoying a steady stream of passive income, currently over $1,000 a month, which I could use to buy some extra BTC if I wanted. What I'm trying to help you see is that there are ways to make money right now in the bear market, so you can position yourself to make even stronger gains once the bull run starts. I'm not for one moment suggesting you shouldn't buy Bitcoin. I honestly think you should, but buying only Bitcoin might not be the best strategy. Why not diversify into some DeFi? Spread your risk and open yourself up to some potentially huge rewards within the next few months, regardless of what happens with the blue chips this year. Remember, folks, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Spread them about a bit and reduce the chances of losing everything. Charles Darwin. Got a few questions? If you're interested in getting into ARK, but you have a few questions you would like answered first, you can drop in to my DeFi News Starters Telegram group, where you find several trustworthy ARK enthusiasts who will be happy to answer your questions and help you get started. Just click the banner below. The sooner you get started, the sooner you can enjoy the 2% daily reward rate in the ARK Vault, and the sooner you can enjoy some genuine passive income that could be life-changing once the bull run comes in, and even without a bull run. Then he goes on to put his disclaimer. Always talk about these. These tags are really important. ArkFi, the main one, decentralized finance, cryptocurrency, wealth, passive income. You can chop and change these. You can have up to 5. These are your target audiences for anything you write on Medium. I think that's a great article. You know, excuse me, Bitcoin's a household name nowadays, and, you know, it won't be long until ARK is, in my opinion. But, you know, just buying Bitcoin's not the smartest move. DCAing, great, you know, manage your portfolio how you want, but ARK has everything, in my opinion. I don't even think you need to leave the ARK ecosystem, especially with all the things we've got coming up in the near future. Really bullish, really exciting.
Yeah, and I love how he broke it down. And look, Satoshi isn't paying 2% a day.
No, sir.
Isn't either. Satoshi needs a new pair of shoes, folks. Come on. Come on. This is how you get your FU money, you know, to take those positions, to buy the dips. You know, our very own crypto DeFi expert, Mr. Z, said, hey boys, it's not the bull market yet. Settle down. James, sit down. Slow down. You want an opportunity? While you're waiting for the opportunity, and Satoshi's not paying you the 2%, this is where you need to be, folks. This is where it's at. This parabolic, BS like dream, getting into these paypays. I mean, guys, it's really embarrassing, I think. It's pathetic. Play the long game, because everything else is really a gamble when you break it down. It really is. So if you've got this steady income, yeah, you got the steady income. Okay, it might not be the sexiest, thing in the world, but when you've been lied to, when you've aped into things and been irresponsible and you've gotten wrecked over and over again, I think there's nothing sexier than stability, safety, and just understanding that through time you grow. And then being able to seize the day like the cobra in the grass, ready to strike if and when it happens. And you have that major breakdown, and we don't know when. We can't even say it's a guaranteed, but I mean, if you zoom out, we're still in a macro bear market, folks. It is what it is. So you let your money work and create that bag, that moon bag, that you can really seize the opportunity and get on. Let's get this crypto. Thank you, Coach Brad. Yes, great presentation. The Fleming, he knows how to bring the heat here. The guy understands investing. He understands where the opportunity is and what the play is. And the folks that are just chew in a hurry to get there, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? We're not, but you don't want to listen. You don't want to hear. You do not want to be patient. And we know what happens when people are impatient. They pay the ultimate price because they don't wait for prize to come to them. They don't wait for the opportunity. They break all the rules and they misstep, they miscalculate, they over leverage themselves, and then they have no one to blame but themselves. Let's go ahead and launch the wheel. We see it here already, Mistletoe. Sir, can you tell us about this? Can you give us an update? What's happening with the I Love ARK? I mean, we're only 8 days away from the massive reward that's going to be unleashed here. I want to hear all about it. Bring us to speed. Maybe it's somebody's first time here on the pod and they want to know what's going on. How do they get involved? How do they win? How can they get paid? How can they get this I Love ARK? How can they get this crypto?
Well, are you with us, Mistletoe? I know he's taking care of something in the real world right now. So, and I also know that his DMs are full. I don't know how many he's had, but he wakes up every morning to a lot of DMs. Get me in this competition. Here's my screenshot. We discuss it every day when we do the changing of the guard, when we do the shift change. So I know we've got plenty of people entering the competition. So the 19th of May, guys, we are doing the ARK competition again to celebrate the 200th podcast. All you have to do is put ARK in your name, send a screenshot over to Mistletoe, and you'll be entered into this competition. You do have to have an active Vault account. This is for community members only. We like to give back to the community. And the way that is going to work is there's going to be 5 winners drawn live on the podcast. The first winner is going to receive 500 BUSD. I'm going to say that again, 500 BUSD just for writing ARK in your name. Now, you do have to be present in the podcast on the 200th podcast, the 19th of May, 4 p.m. EST, 8 p.m. UTC. You have to be here live with us. If you are not live and your name gets drawn, we will redraw the winner until we find an active participant in the podcast, and you're going to receive 500 BUSD. The other 4 winners will receive 250 BUSD each. So you want to be here. 19th of May, 4 p.m. EST, 8 p.m. UTC, the 200th podcast. Make sure you're here, guys. You don't want to miss out. And if you're looking at this lovely wheel, perhaps it's your first time in the podcast, perhaps you are re-watching it at a later date. This is the Wheel of the Toad, as we like to call it. This is for the sweep widget link that will be available, is available all day, every day. It gets posted fresh after the podcast. It's in the announcement channel. It's pinned in the main chat, and it's also pinned in the contest channel in the Telegram group. So the sweep widget is a way to help push the algorithm for the YouTube content creators, Medium article writers, Twitter users, and all you have to do is log into the link. It takes 2 to 3 minutes out of your day. You follow the task list. It's super simple. You might say, for example, like this YouTube video. You click on the link takes you directly to the video in question. You drop the like, come back, go down the task list. The whole thing's super simple, super easy. It's great for you. You're entered into it for a chance to win on a daily basis, 50 to 100 BUSD. And it helps the content creators put in the time, putting the effort in, putting the work in, getting the word out to the masses, and it helps every single person on board the ARK. So we do ask, please and thank you, get involved in the sweep widget. If you are ready to draw, we will draw, sir.
All right. On the count of 3, thank you for that explanation, Coach Brad. 3, 2, 1.
Good luck, everyone. Congratulations, Street Hawk 77. You have won 50 BUSD. Excellent work. And I believe he won last week. I've seen that name before. That is a second-time winner at least.
Yeah. It pays to participate. And for everyone that participated today and you didn't win, we want to thank you for your participation. This is how we grow organically. This is how we support the content creators who are taking the time out of their busy lives to educate so many others, to convey the message that is ARK, to share their journey. These are the folks that put the money where their mouth is, not these page shillers who are just sitting there taking money from anyone that has it to tell everyone how this is the best thing since sliced bread, when in fact, they absolutely don't have a clue and they have no ethics. This is where we want to focus the truth, the facts, the heart and soul of this community is these content creators who are really creating the storyline, the narrative, which is transparent. A lot of these folks are showing their wallets, they're showing their Excel spreadsheets, they're showing going even to the ATM, to pull that cold, hard ARK cash and go live their best lives, because they've definitely made a right decision to understand what's happening here on the ARK, what's so special, why the smart money keeps coming in to the ARK. They're all having their light bulb moments. So thank you so much. Tomorrow is another opportunity for you to participate. Just takes a couple minutes of your time. It helps so much. And the day after is another opportunity. Look, we're winning in every single way. And talking about winning, let's go unleash the beast. What do you say, Coach Brad?
Just before we do that, Atlas, I wanted to touch on something really quickly with Medium, because, I said this a lot at the time, right? When you write these Medium articles, when you take the time out of your busy day to create any content, it's not just throwing the hook in the pond for that one time. These articles will be around forever. Unless you remove them, they will always be on Medium. And I remember saying this at the time when I was having some good success with capturing syndicate members through my Medium articles. And I just wanted to say, I probably should have, but you know, I don't want to fudge it. I haven't written a Medium article since March, and we're in May. And this week, I picked up 2 new syndicate members from existing Medium articles that are, you know, months old now. So, you know, you don't understand the opportunity that you're giving yourself or missing out on by not taking the time to do these things, whether it be a YouTube video or a Medium article. You know, give yourself the opportunity for that growth. I'm maybe 15 of my syndicate members now, you know, possibly more, because you don't always know where they come from, but at least 15 of my syndicate members now are from writing Medium articles. You know, I've seen some real tangible results. So, you know, and it's still paying now. You know, I took half an hour out of my day a few months ago, and still it's paying now. You know, I have that opportunity, and it doesn't go away. So anybody that's thinking, oh, is this worth it? Should I do it? 100% go out of your comfort zone. I'd never written a Medium article before. You know, now I've got a bunch on Medium, got my own publication, and I'm seeing tangible results. So if you don't know how to do these things, contact me, contact Mistletoe, ask Catalyst. You know, the tools are there. Don't miss out. Give yourselves the opportunity, guys. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Well said. And we all understand the facts. The communities make or break projects, folks. It is not what I could do or Brett. It's not just one single person here that decides the fate of the project. It's every single one of you and what you do to contribute, how you bring your grain of sand here to build and help. And this community has just been absolutely amazing. Absolutely on fire. So thanks to everyone really for everything you've been doing. Continue to do it. Calm, cool, and collected, winning. And it is that time to give away more Spark. Oh boy, it never ever gets old. Coach Brad, did you hear back from the winner yesterday of the massive all-time high? Did they say they were going to come in?
They didn't say they were going to come in. I mean, they were very happy, as you can imagine.
Oh, yeah. Did you extend the invitation that the community wants to
they were doing
apply?
a presentation yesterday because they missed the podcast. It was a beginner's crypto presentation, and it was their first one. And they were very happy and very thankful, you know, to the team, not to me, to the ARK team for everything we do. And they were, as you can imagine, you know, second time Spark winner. And the first time they won, it was over $2,000 worth of ARK, you know. So that is, I mean, that's bigger than most people's investment in the ARK. What the fuck? That's a huge investment. You know, last night I think it touched $5,000 worth of ARK. So absolutely fantastic. They were very happy.
I like how you say they. I like that because we don't know if it's a he or a she.
Yes, sir.
Or maybe one of the Inaku. Anunnaki? Is that the way you say it, Coach Brad? The Anunnaki.
Anunnaki.
I think our friend Catalyst wants to come in and drop something for us. What's going on, Mr. Catalyst? How you doing?
Good, sir. How are you doing today?
Fantastic, man. Fantastic.
I know that after
so
the
happy.
Spark, thank you. Great alpha today too. But I know that after yesterday's Spark reward, there was some question as to whether or not it was a first or second time wallet. I understand that they won twice, but from what I'm seeing here, they must have had 2 different wallets because yesterday's wallet address was a first time wallet address winner. I don't know if you guys verified that, but I did after that.
I don't know where you've got that from, Catalyst, because that is a second time winner in that wallet, sir.
Well, I'm looking at the spreadsheet and I sorted by wallet addresses, and I don't see what other can you give the date on when they won it the first time?
18th of December. Oh no, hold on, that might not. 10th of March.
That's
I
launch date.
apologise. Yeah, because it can't have
Okay.
been, because that was before launch.
Well, that was launch, December 18th, and we do the first ride on the 19th. So March what?
March 10th.
So March 10th, I have a completely different wallet address than yesterday's wallet address.
Perhaps March 9th, because that's the day that I messaged them to let them know that they'd won the Spark reward.
Yeah, that's different as well. Anyway.
Oh, do you know what, Catalyst? You know, to be honest, you could be completely right, because that person is in my syndicate and they have more than one wallet in the vault. So when I'm looking through the messages, I'm just seeing that I've messaged them to let them know that they've won. So it could have been in a different wallet. It just is that person. So if that's the analytics from yourself, then that's what it is. But yeah, it's the same person, different wallet, and that is confirmed by you. So thank you, sir.
Sure. All right. That makes sense. And just FYI, we have had 7 two-time winners or 7 unique wallets that have won more than once.
Wow. It pays to be in the foundation in many ways.
Oh, and today I'm going to win, just FYI.
Nice. I'll see you in the winnings column.
Let's get this crypto.
Yes, sir. Without further ado, let's unleash the Sparky. And folks, wish you all the best today. If you want to call it Sparky, this is the time to do it.
Good luck, everyone.
And there it is, folks. We have today's lucky winner. Their wallet ends in C11A. They've won 615.78 ARK. My friends, that is $3,519.27 worth of ARK directly into their ARK Vault account. Nitro mode all the way. Absolutely fantastic. First time winner. And then we have our MVP, folks. Their wallet ends in 03A6, and they're the winner. Hard earned. This isn't luck, folks. This is putting in the work out there on the pavement. Get in, folks. Educated, letting them understand what's happening here on the ARK, how they get involved, how they sign up, and how they can start earning every single day. 68.42 ARK. That is 391.03 USD earned, my friends. Sheesh. I mean, you have luck on one side, you've got the putting the work in on the other side, you've got earning everywhere you look, people smiling ear to ear. Come on, folks. It doesn't get much better than that. I don't think it can get any better than that, but it is, because there's always more coming here to the ARK. Thanks for everyone that participated. Let's see who tomorrow is going to be that MVP. Let's see who's going to put that work in. And let's see who is going to be the new winner of the Spark. Thanks for everyone participating, everyone that's eligible, everyone that's out there helping the ARK grow. With that, we're going to turn it over to our very own crypto DeFi expert, Mr. Z.
Hola, hola. Can you guys hear me just fine? I'm having a few network issues on my side. If you guys can hear me just fine, I'll continue.
Yes, sir.
Amazing. First time winner. What a day. Yeah, guys, get a cup of tea, get a glass of water. This one's going to be heavy. I've got a lot to talk about. So yeah, there's been quite a few updates. The first thing I want to sort of touch into is our Discord server. We need 3 more boosts to get back to level 4, and then we'll start to create animated emojis on the ARK, and we can start to show that. So if any of you want to volunteer and boost our server, you're most welcome to. So that's the first thing. The other thing that we're going to be touching on is this week we're going to get back to airdrop army stuff. We're going to be touching into Quay network airdrops, and we're going to touch into SCI network airdrops and a bit of fuel. So do show your sort of like activities there. I did tag everybody, so if none of you seen it, I hope you guys see it now. And if you're not a role member of the airdrop army yet, do take up the role. It's pretty simple to do. It's like it's one click into the roles channel in the server desk, and then you just have to click the parachute button. So that's something we're going to be pretty active there. Now let's get into the news. Let's go into the DeFi links where I do post all my links. And the first thing I want to cover is today we had the unemployment claims in the United States. So let me just get my Brave browser here and start to look into these things, because these things are pretty important. So yeah, the first thing we had today was we had the U.S. Unemployment claims, which is telling you how many people claim for unemployment, the jobless claims in America. And unfortunately, we predicted it to be 245,000. The numbers have actually come out at 264,000, and the updated numbers almost 270K. So 270,000 people in America right now have basically like claimed for jobless sort of bursaries. So the headline in Reuters reads, U.S. weekly jobless claims hits 1.5-year high, inflation subsidizing. So it's not something I want to say, but I think this is the final prediction you needed to. The other one is a building society. So how many people are building houses in America? That's been also really, really low. I think this is heading us into a liquidity trap on the charts, which is a recession. And these are the numbers that are looking to, and this is to do with the interest rate hikes. So when you increase interest rate hikes, you take more dollars away from the business owner, from the employer and employee. And what that causes is a issue. People lose their jobs. We've also had the AI sort of endemic of you've had Microsoft, you've had now you have Google, and you've had Spotify, other companies that are like you can say letting go and scaling in their employees and reducing their numbers. So we have all these different factors, but this was a big sort of note for today. So the Fed's looking closer to win the war on inflation. That's one thing. We have seen a decrease in inflation, and we did have Jerome Powell kind of give us a insight into him looking to not increase the next basis points. But I think we're going to see that increase in the next few months. But it risks losing the war on keeping the economy afloat and away from the shoals of recession. So even Reuters now is talking about recession here. So let's get into the numbers real quick. So the initial claims for state unemployment benefits increased by 22,000 to a seasonally adjusted 264,000 for the week ending May the 6th. So this is the highest we've ever had in the last, I'd say, couple of years. And why do I mention these things? Because it does impact our economy. It impacts fintech. It impacts our Bitcoin, our cryptocurrencies. And because of that, we saw another, I think, 3% drop. And we kind of like predicted this. I think it was on Monday. We were on the call, and we were looking at a price action at around 29 to 28. You can say 29 to 29.5K. And we saw a 5% decrease on Monday, and that sort of led to us to now. So I think we're down about 7.5%, 8% on Bitcoin. And this is for people that like that were looking at the upper. I mean, I was DM'd quite a bit this week. First, it started from the weekend where folks were looking for 30,000 upwards and looking at for it to be the bull run. But as we know how liquidity works, what I've kind of put up here is, Brad, are you able to see the screen? Mistletoe, Brad, are you able to see the screen?
Yeah, we can see it.
Yep.
Okay, amazing. So what we're seeing is the market's deciding its movements, and what I'm starting to see is we might be dropping down to 26K here, and then we might go even lower to these levels, especially with the numbers we're kind of seeing. So it's unfortunate, but I think prices will keep going lower. And again, I sort of say to myself, I hope I am wrong. I hope we do make a recovery. Maybe this is a bounce back to 30K, but we know how the charts work. We know how the economies works. So that's the first thing I want to cover. So we're looking to get back into, I think, maybe 26K region. So do hold your bags. Do not buy anything at this price action, because anything you buy now if Bitcoin drops 10-15%, that means DeFi drops 110%. That's just how the inflation works in crypto. So be very, very careful. Don't be aping into anything. And this is not the time to accumulate. Yeah, that's what happens. You're going to have a car crash if you get into any tokens right now. So that's one thing I wanted to cover. Now, on positive fronts, right? So as you know, Atlas and the team has talked about Polygon quite a bit. We talked about ZK rollups a lot. And I want to give you guys reasons why we're looking to work within Polygon ZK AVM. So something really, really cool came out. There was this wallet released by Kresos, which the utility is that you don't need to write your seed phrase anywhere. All you need is a 2FA factor authentication, like we have with Google, and you need basically a magic link. And what that would do is it would stop from, because we've seen a lot of, like, you can say, folks in DeFi lose their seed phrase, and with that lose their wallet. And Kresos is a you can say platform that's building on Polygon. And the more we sort of get into Polygon ZK EVM, the more we work with partners like this that are building real utility. So their wallet. So when you create a wallet here, and you can use it just like MetaMask and what's the other one, Rabi. The way you guys use that, you can use that here and not have to store your seed phrase anywhere. And you can, and it'll be, and it won't even be based on the cloud. It will be on an Amazon Web Services hardware security module. So that's one really cool thing. So this really brings really cool utility. So you have Polygon, ZK EVM building real utility, and projects like these is what ARK is going to be looking to work with. So that's one really cool project that's sort of. So Croesus is another wallet that's going to be on Polygon ZK EVM. Mutable X is going to be releasing its immutable passport, which is pretty cool stuff, like real big utility that's going to be on Polygon. So us as ARK, our ship is going in the right direction. And then talking about layer twos, another really cool thing happened this week. So WorldCoin is you can say an ID recognition utility that's built by Sam Altman. If you guys know the name, he is the founder of ChatGPT, the founder of OpenAI. And even these folks, they have understood the importance of layer 2 and having utility there. And they have chosen Optimism as their ecosystem to continue their World ID utility. So World App is something that y'all should really look into. And I'm looking forward to ARK moving into the Polygon ZK EVM, working with EIP 4844. And really forking out the future. Like this is, y'all don't realize how big this is for us to be looking into these sorts of utilities and working with partners like these. And who doesn't want to work with ARK? Huh? We're a bunch of good utility here and building on. So that's the really good news here. Like yes, the markets are dipping and stuff, but this is regional. Y'all should be thinking about the roadmap and thinking about all the things that are being sort of ticked off the box. So that's that covers you can say the sort of the charts. It covers utility, and last but not least, we had Justin Sun that was bombarded with meme coins. So I know a lot of you folks sort of asked my opinions on what the memes do and what they say, and this is why I normally keep quiet about it, because Justin Sun gave his opinion, and then he was bombarded with I think 16,000 meme coins in a matter of hours, and it made me laugh a little bit. So yeah, it's not surprising that after Sun's tweet we saw an influx of meme coins being sent. Oh, the other thing, if you guys don't know who Justin Sun is, he is the founder of Tron. Tron is the first thing that touched DeFi before Uniswap, before Ethereum Foundation. So yeah, that is that's the news for today. So he was bombarded through Etherscan. We could see that he was bombarded with Meth, NGMI, Weed, Sun, Wojak, and Pepe, which made me laugh. But the other thing you guys have to keep in mind is meme coins are going to come to your wallets. It's going to be like the Binance Smart Chain sort of craze, but realize a bunch of these meme coins are in fact, you can say, Trojans. They want you to basically claim the tokens, connect your wallet, give your seed phrase away. So if you guys see these type of tokens in your wallet, do not look to claim or Google or look to connect your wallets to any of these platforms, because they believe about 70% of these memes are in fact scams, and they're looking to basically hack wallets. So be very, very careful, because that's what happened to Justin Sun. He was targeted with, according to statistics, he was hit by 11,000 of these sort of Trojan type memes. So be very, very careful.
Can I ask you just real quick, just to follow up on that? Is there a site that you could actually, because I see a bunch of coins in my wallet all the time that I'm not aware of, that you can go and just type in or verify just to kind of double check something is valid or not?
Yeah. I'll in my we can say in the airdrop sessions, I'm going to drop some links in the next couple of days. So you guys have that security. I'll put it into DeFi links, and I'll put it into the airdrop sessions. But yeah, it's really important. It's for us to know that a bunch of these, and then the other thing is if there's any smart contracts that you're into, if you're into ARK and someone's claiming to be an ARK token and you see an airdrop, do make sure that you check the smart contract and verify the smart contract that this is the actual ARK one, because we've seen that happen as well in the meme coin phrase. And hopefully none of us get targeted the way other protocols have. So those are the security measures that we have to take. But I think that concludes my DeFi session. I hope I haven't taken too much time. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Mr. Z. Great DeFi session. Bringing to alpha. We tried to tell James at the water cooler, he was buying at the top. Hey, my friend, take it easy. Take profits. But we always hear little James. He can't resist himself.
Yeah, no one. We've said it about 4 times now, 4 days straight. We're like, dude, this is gonna drop down to 26K. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Be careful. And unfortunately, that's what happened. It's almost there. Like I think by tonight we will touch 26,995, and then we'll be going below. So we do warn people. Listen.
We do, but you know they can't resist. I mean, we hear them all the time crying. Some folks got messed up on the pay. They think it's the best thing since sliced bread. And my friend, when you're late, you're late. When you're early, you're early. And it's always best. Take your profits, sit back, relax. Don't try to time the market. Let the market come to you. Meanwhile, sit back on the ARK, relax, happy, calm, cool, and collected, and understanding that there's so much more to come. Thank you, Mr. Z. And thanks to everyone who came out today. It's been a fantastic podcast. Another great Spark win for a first-time winner. This is our 3rd MVP award. Value of $391. I mean, earned. I like that new saying. I earned it here today. I just didn't get lucky. And there's something that feels good about life when it's not just luck. It's being prepared and putting the work in to get the win. We have said it many times that we foresee so many folks in the real world living paycheck to paycheck, getting on the ARK and treating this as their business, as their own personal printing machine. They don't have to pay the rent. They don't have to sign the contract. They don't have to go and hire staff. They don't have to pay, the employee taxes and 1099s and W-2s. And no, my friend, this is a protocol that you can go and present to folks. And if you want to get aggressive and you want to turn this into a serious passive income, wealth generating machine, it's here for the taking, folks. And that boost of that bonus that is won through hard work is there for the taking every single day. So I'm really enjoying to see this process come together and seeing that competitive spirit, that edge. We're going to see a lot of that happen here. The battle of the MVPs. And it's not even like, hey, let's wait until the Spark reward grows. I mean, folks, this is absolutely massive. Let's get this crypto. And for the folks listening, thank you so much for also participating here with us through listening to the recording. We hope you found it educational as well as entertaining. And we're going to be right back tomorrow to do it all over again. And that's going to be at 4 p.m. EST, 8 p.m. UTC, our regularly scheduled time. Till then, take care of yourselves, be good to each other, and we'll see you tomorrow.